Please sit down. Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency SAMIA Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Ministers of Uganda and Tanzania, Governors, Bank of Uganda and Bank of Tanzania, Chief Executive Officer and Chairman Total, the President of SINUC, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. The late Dr. John Pombe Magufuli had very strong conviction about infrastructure development, not only in Tanzania, but in the region. He was in particular very strong and supported the development of the East African crude oil pipeline. Your Excellencies, with your permission, I request that we give him a minute of silence in recognition of his efforts. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Your Excellencies, my name is Robert Kasande, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Uganda. I take a lot of pleasure and joy to welcome you all and congratulate our two sister countries, our partners, Total and SINUC, for this very important milestone. A day when we agree to start the investment in construction of infrastructure that will produce and transport the crude oil. This day would never have come if it was not for your strategic decisions, Your Excellency. Your story, when Shell visited you in 1996 and wanted to be licensed the entire Albertine region, and you asked whether there was anybody knowledgeable about the oil business, and all you could get was a consultant economist in the Bank of Uganda, and you couldn't negotiate because you didn't have the right team. That story has motivated many of us. When you sent us to train and understand the science of oil and gas, Your Excellency, sir, we did not eat your fees. We learned, we understood, we came back and went to the jungles of the Albertine Graben, and we found the oil. Upon your recommendation, sir, the late Dr. John Pombe Magufuli asked us to work alongside his scientists to undertake preliminary oil exploration in the inland basin of Eyasi Wembere in central Tanzania. That collaboration has been going on between our two sister countries. Your Excellency, through your strategic guidance, the right policies and laws were done. Many countries, as a matter of fact, have been producing oil for decades and have been coming here to benchmark with us on how to make the right policies and legislation. One of those key policies is the local content, which we believe ought to see Ugandans participate meaningfully and gainfully following this decision to proceed with construction of infrastructure for the development of the petroleum resources. We noted, sir, that during exploration and appraisal period, when about $3.5 billion was spent, 28% of that amount, equivalent to $900 million, went to suppliers and contractors of Ugandan origin. Now, with the spend expected to be $15 billion during this development phase, we expect that Ugandan companies will participate through supply of goods and services, and about 30%, which is equivalent to $5 billion, will come to Ugandan companies. We believe that this should be a catalyst for the rebound of the economy following the hit the economy has had due to COVID-19. In that regard, allow me to call upon Total and SINUC to take deliberate effort and action to abide by the requirements of local content so that those expected benefits can be realized. On our part, together with the United Republic of Tanzania and with the support of the African Development Bank, we are training small and medium enterprises along the pipeline route to enhance their capacity to participate through employment and supply of goods and services. Once again, I congratulate and appreciate everyone who has been part of this journey. All institutions of government, private sector, and civil society. For God and my country. I now take the pleasure to invite the Honorable Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Dr. Margaret Kitutu, to come and give her opening remarks. I thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Your Excellency, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Mama SAMIA SULUHU Hassan, the Cabinet Ministers of the Government of Uganda and the Government of Tanzania, the Chief Executive Officer and Chairman and delegation from the Total SE, the President and delegation from China, National Offshore Oil Company, SINOC, the Board Chairperson of Petroleum Authority of Uganda, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, the Presidents of the Republic of Uganda and the United Republic of Tanzania, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you and other members present at this memorable event in the journey of developing the oil and gas sector of Uganda that I lead. Your Excellencies, allow me to recognize some of the people I've worked with to achieve what we are celebrating today. I'll begin with the Attorney General of Uganda, Mr. William, you can wave to Excellency. He led the legal negotiations. Thank you very much. The Minister of Finance for Uganda, he led the physical negotiations. Thank you very much. Here present, we also have Cabinet Ministers from Uganda. I begin with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, who has ably coordinated the protocol for this function. We have the Minister of Presidency, Honorable Esther Mbayo, who has always given us support whenever we need services or whenever we want to access His Excellency the President. I also have colleagues, my Minister of State for Mineral Development, Honorable Sarah Pendi. She's always by my side because if I collapse, she takes over immediately. So we've run the sector together. We also have the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Honorable Uriemo Okero, who is with us here and has always given us support on foreign engagements. Your Excellencies, on behalf, or before I go on, I would also like to recognize my counterpart on the side of the government of Tanzania, Dr. Medad Kalemani. And before I go on, I think Dr. Medad Kalemani, it will not be fair if I don't allow you also to say a word and greet the congregation here.
Honorable Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, and Honorable SAMIA Suluhu Hassan, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, ministers and ambassadors, protocols are observed. I feel greatly very much honored to afford this opportunity to say a little bit on this project, which is a big milestone for the two countries. However, Honorable Presidents, since my counterpart, the Minister, will be speaking in the national or official language in Uganda, allow me also, if you permit me, to talk in my official language in Tanzania, or switch into Kiswahili. And in this return, I will request and call upon our colleagues from France and China to get direct translations. Mheshimiwa Rais Kaguta Museveni na Mheshimiwa Samia Suluhu Hassan, kwa niaba ya wataalamu wa Tanzania, napenda nitoe shukrani kwenu kwa tukio hili kubwa la kushuhudia kuanza hatua kubwa za utekelezaji wa mradi huu. Mheshimiwa Rais Museveni na Mheshimiwa Samia Suluhu Hassan, mwezi Mei mwaka 2017, nchi hizi mbili zilisaini makubaliano ya kuanza utekelezaji wa mradi huu. Na baada ya hapo yako mambo mawili yaliyotolewa maelekezo. Jambo la kwanza ambalo ningependa niliseme leo, mlituagiza tukamilishe majadiliano ya kuanza utekelezaji wa mradi huu. Naomba nilete taarifa mbele yenu katika tukio hili muhimu kwamba kuanzia tarehe hiyo tulianza majadiliano ya kuhakikisha kwamba mradi huu wa kusafirisha mafuta ghafi kutoka Hoima nchini Uganda hadi Tanga Chongoreni Tanzania yalianza. Na yako mambo takriban mambo 56 yalijadiliwa, na napenda nitoe taarifa kwamba mpaka siku ya leo yameshakamilika na timu sasa ziko tayari kusaini mbele yenu kama ambavyo umeelekeza. Lakini jambo la pili, tarehe 13 Septemba Mheshimiwa Marais mlikutana Chato na kutoa maelekezo tukamilisha mambo yaliyokuwa yamebaki. Napenda nitoe taarifa kwamba masuala ambayo mlielekeza pia yamekamilika. Kwa ni jambo ambalo Mheshimiwa Rais Museveni na Mheshimiwa Rais Hassan Suluhu ningependa nitoe taarifa kwa niaba ya timu ya wataalamu. Lakini katika hilo napenda nitoe shukrani Mheshimiwa Rais Museveni na Rais Suluhu Hassan kwamba timu ya wataalamu ikiongozwa na mwanasheria mkuu wa serikali katika majadiliano, ningependa tutambue uwepo, na kwa heshima hiyo Mheshimiwa mwanasheria mkuu wa serikali ungependa kusimama kwa niaba ya wataalamu ili timu iweze kukufahamu. Asante sana. Lakini pia aliwakilishwa na Mheshimiwa Waziri Profesa Kabudi aliyekuwa na mchango mkubwa sana katika masuala mengi ya majadiliano. Kwa niaba ya serikali kwa niaba ya waziri ningependa nitambue. Lakini pia tulikuwa na Governor wa Benki Kuu ya Tanzania ambaye alishiriki sana katika majadiliano mengi ya kikodi na kimfumo ya uchumi kwa niaba ya nchi yetu. Nitambue pia uwepo na ushiriki wa Katibu Mkuu masuala ya mambo ya nje. Ni watu ambao wametusaidia sana katika protokali ya mazungumzo. Na kwa niaba ya serikali pia nitambue uwepo mkurugenzi mtendaji mkuu wa kampuni ya mafuta nchini Tanzania, Dr. Mataragio. Kipekee kabisa nitambue ushiriki mkubwa Mheshimiwa balozi wetu Aziz akituwakilisha hapa nchini Uganda. Ilikuwa ni sehemu kubwa sana ya coordination kwa niaba ya wataalamu. Mheshimiwa Marais, tunao timu ambayo haikuweza kufika hapa, lakini nitambue tu kwa kweli ushiriki wao ambao wafanya kazi kwa kazi kubwa. Hilo lilikuwa ni jambo la kwanza. Jambo la pili, Mheshimiwa Marais, kwa niaba ya wataalamu wa Tanzania, napenda nichukue nafasi kuhakikishieni kwamba utekelezaji wa mradi huu baada ya sahihi za kuanza kutiwa leo, tunakwenda kusimamia mradi huu kwa kasi kubwa, kwa ubunifu mkubwa na kwa kweli kwa weledi mkubwa ili ukamilike ndani ya miaka mitatu ya ujenzi wa mradi huu. Na kama mnavyojua, mradi utagharimu takriban dola za Marekani bilioni 3.5 ili manufaa ya mradi huu yapatikane kwa pande zote mbili, Uganda na Tanzania, lakini pia na wadau wetu wa Faransa pamoja na China. Baada ya kusema hayo, asanteni sana kwa kunipa nafasi.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, it has been a long and challenging journey, although very insightful and rewarding. I personally, 7 years ago, I was in the civil service and I coordinated the environment pillar of this project. And when I joined politics, I also wish to thank His Excellency the President for entrusting me to finalize this project today. Your Excellencies, the teams on both sides, and that's government and the joint venture partners, have worked extremely hard to ensure that we arrive at this critical point when we are launching the projects. Your Excellencies, last night, I think some people didn't sleep. The Attorney General, I think, was awake up to 3 a.m. to ensure that we have a successful day. Thank you very much for all those who put in effort. Your Excellencies, the negotiations are now concluded, and on the Ugandan side, we are ready to sign the host government agreement, the tariff and transportation agreement, and the shareholding agreement for the ECOP. And I would request, say after today, I will now be ready to table a bill which we call the East African Crude Oil Pipeline Bill for the government of Uganda. We are already ready with a draft, and we're only waiting for the HGA to be signed. So I'll be tabling this before Cabinet and Parliament so that it is enacted into a law. I would also request my counterpart in Tanzania that you expedite the process of preparing a similar bill so that we can harmonize the processes. Your Excellencies, these projects have caused a lot of excitement among Ugandans. For 3 days, I've been receiving calls from Ugandans all over, and they asked, some of them wanted to attend this function. But because of COVID, I told them you can watch on radio. Some of them want to know when the oil is coming out, because everybody is very excited and in high gear to see that we are signing this and concluding this process today. So thank you very much for those who have put in a lot of effort for us to realize a successful day today. Your Excellencies, as I conclude, I once again congratulate you, the ministers, the joint venture partners, and the people of Uganda and Tanzania on this historic launch of the ECOP, and look forward to the next steps with hope, optimism, and courage. I thank you for God and my country.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Before I call our next speaker, allow me, Your Excellencies, to recognize the people that we've been working with to see this day a success that are here with us. We have Mr. Francis Nagimesi, Director, Uganda National Oil Company. We have Mr. Ernest Rubondo, Executive Director, Petroleum Authority of Uganda. We have the Chief Executive Officer of Uganda National Oil Company, Proscobia Nabanja. Irene Vatebe, Commissioner Midstream in the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, wave to the people. Ali, Director, Petroleum Authority. Ali Sekatawa. Peter Mulisa, COO UNOC. Yes, that's it. Thank you very much. May I now call upon the President of SINOC to make your remarks.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, President of United Republic of Tanzania, the Minister, Governors, Chairman of Total, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a pleasure and honor for me and the entire oil and gas industry in the East Africa region to witness a historical milestone in the oil and gas sector. CNOC, together with our partner, is committed to ensure the efficiency and effective development of Kingfisher, Tilinga, and ECOP in an environmentally friendly and sustainable manner. We have progressed a number of milestones and made great achievements, including the historic moment like today. We will keep moving forward to the right direction, which will lead us to the first oil. This milestone achieved today will bring Ugandan and the other East Africa people with various opportunities and benefits. We are hoping to encourage the East Africa people, particularly the Ugandan and Tanzania, to enhance their capabilities and involve more into the industrial, especially the development phase that is unfolding. I wish all of us stay healthy and continue effort to achieve our first oil target. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chen, President of SINOC. I also recognize the presence of the Deputy Secretary to Treasury, Mr. Patrick Ochailap. May I now invite the CEO and Chairman of Total to make his remarks.
Your Excellency, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Honorable Ministers from Uganda and Tanzania, the Executive Director of the Petroleum Authority of Uganda, President of SINOC Uganda, CEO of Uganda National Oil Company, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's my immense pleasure and honor to be here with you today on this momentous occasion in the history of the friendship between Uganda and Tanzania, Total and SINUC. I would say that I am very happy, personally, to be once again with all of you here in the Pearl of Africa, like a famous political leader said one day. But I'm also very happy that President Museveni has selected this historic date of April 11th and convinced me to come and to share this historic date of, in fact, the common history between Tanzania and Uganda, and that on this opportunity invited His Excellency SAMIA SULUHU to join him here in Uganda. Really, this is a major, an historic milestone in the journey of history, not only for Uganda and Tanzania, but for East Africa and for the world. And I would say that somebody wrote in my speech, an incredible day. Maybe it would have been incredible 2 years ago, but thanks to your commitment, personal commitment, President Museveni, and I will always remember a famous night in November 19, when both we decided that we should make that project real. It took a little more time than expected by you because of COVID, but today we are here and we will are launching this project. It's a very large project, one of the largest of this continent. It represents an effort, an investment of more than $10 billion between the development upstream in Tilenga and Kingfisher and with the pipeline called IACOP. So again, thank you very much for your commitment. It would have not been possible without your personal involvement. And I would also say thank you to President Hassan, who has already demonstrated in a short tenure is by your presence today and by your personal and positive decision about Tanzania participation to the IACOP project, that you have really an outstanding interest for these projects. Again, without both of you, without all persons in this room, this would not be possible. We have a lot. I would say this is an historic day, and we must all enjoy it, as I'm enjoying it, but we should not forget that it's just the beginning of a journey, because it will take 5 years before to see the oil flowing from Uganda to Tanzania. Not 4, not 5, 4 years, sorry. I don't try to negotiate again. Early 2025. But, you know, this is where we'll spend this $10 billion. And we have to do it in an efficient way, like my colleague of SINUC said, together. It's not only the role of Total as operator, SINUC as operator, and the joint company. This will be made possible to be efficient if we continue to demonstrate during the coming weeks, months, years, the same spirit of partnerships to find pragmatic solutions. When we begin to spend the money, we need action, and negotiations have been long, too long maybe, but now we have put in place a solid framework. We should allow all of us together to deliver this project with one objective again, to see the first oil tanker at Tanga in early 2025. I will not be long to remind, as well as Your Excellency Minister of Energy remind us, that there are some specific and challenges, because these are onshore projects. Onshore projects in our industry, offshore is much easier than onshore, because onshore, of course, we have to work on lands, we have to reclaim lands, we have to work with the population, local populations, we have to work with biodiversity, and I would say in your two countries, the biodiversity is quite unique. I spay Pearl of Africa for Uganda. I would remember that Tanzania is a country of King Lion when I was young, you know, and is a country of Serengeti, of Kilimanjaro, of Zanzibar, of course, all places which deserve, of course, that we take care of not only the natural resource, but also the way we will produce them environmentally, and also taking care on the social impacts of these projects. These three projects, will deliver a lot of in-country value for both Uganda and Tanzania, but it will not be a success if we are not demonstrating that we are exemplarity in terms of environmental preservation and also taking care of people, because sustainable development is first and foremost a matter of people and local population, and of course of local content of the projects. I think we will have an objective that at least 20% of all spendings will be spent locally, and there is a lot to be done, and if we can do more, I can ensure, Mr. President, Mrs. President, that we'll do it for the benefit of all of your population, your citizens, and your countries. I will not be longer, I've been a little long already, but again, for me personally, because I'm involved in this project for 12 years. I was young when I decided that Total should try to acquire some shares from Tullow. It was in 2009. Young, I'm not so old, in fact. It took quite a long time to be here today. And again, so it's with a certain patience and enthusiasm that I attend this meeting. And I would dare to ask both presidents to bring back to Paris a small souvenir on this historic program by asking them to put their signature so that I can show to the people of Total within the whole company that yes, we are building together the history of two countries, of our companies, and SINUC, with our friend of SINUC. Thank you again to both, and I bring the program to you. I put a mass first. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Patrick Poyane. Thank you, Excellencies. Thank you, Mr. Patrick Poyane, for those remarks. We now move on to the signing of the agreements. And we will start with the host government agreement, of which signatories are the Honorable Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Uganda, together with the ECOP company, represented by the MD of ECOP, and witnessed by the President of Africa, Total.